Welcome to the Facts Over Fandom show. I am your host, Brandon Podgorski. We're talking with President and CEO of ProBatter Sports, Adam Battersby. How cool of a name is that with working in baseball? But I'm going to let Adam tell you a little bit more about his product and his company. And Adam and his company, ProBatter Sports, they have found a way to take your traditional batting cage machine and actually make it a little bit more personalized and more lifelike and realistic to what you would see if you're actually playing in a game. So really cool interview. If you got an opportunity, go check them out online at ProBatter Sports. So I want to tell you a little bit before we get into our interview about ProBatter Sports, and reading this from their website, probatter.com. ProBatter Sports, it was established in 1999, devoted to establishing the ProBatter pitching system as the ultimate baseball training device. ProBatter brought together a dynamic team of talented engineers, software developers, and video specialists, along with a number of former professional and collegiate baseball players, to ensure that the ProBatter system was truly state-of-the-art. These individuals believed that there had to be a better way to teach and practice hitting. The ProBatter team realized that hitting practice required correct timing of the pitch through the pitcher's windup, to the ball leaving their hand, to the ball hitting the bat. And that's what I was talking about. I'm going to editorialize here a little bit, but that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, this system, it isn't your normal kind of batting cage system where you would go to your local mini golf place where they got go-karts and batting cages and putt-putt and everything else there, driving range, and you just got the arm coming through and throwing the pitch. This is, you're actually hitting into a screen, and on the screen you see a pitcher releasing the ball, as I say in scare quotes here, kind of releasing the ball and then the ball coming at you. And it's cool because their system can do a lot of different types of pitches. So I'm going to read on. Most traditional pitching machines for use in batting practice completely miss the timing of the pitch because they bypass the windup. With this knowledge, ProBatter worked to design and engineer an advanced automated pitching system that gave the batter a full windup and variety of pitches as if they were in a live game. The ProBatter pitching system utilizes a live pitcher video and state-of-the-art pitching machine technology to provide batting practice and the closest you can get to facing a pitcher in the real ball game. The result, perfect batting practice that perfects the hitter's timing by giving them varied pitches throughout the windup. And then for the past 20 years, ProBatter has been the industry leader in technology and innovation in the pitching machine market, and they've worked with a number of college and Major League Baseball teams, as Adam is going to talk about. So sit back, enjoy our interview with Adam Battersby from ProBatter Sports, and then after the interview, stick around for Uncle Brandon's advice to new job seekers looking for a job in sport. All right, so today we are talking about baseball. And not only are we going to be talking about baseball today, but we're talking about technology in baseball. I think when people think about baseball, inherently they think about baseball kind of being an old kind of crotchety sport, you know, the demographics being older and male. Instant replay hasn't even been around for 10 years in MLB, but there's been a lot of technological advancements in the game. And we're talking with somebody today who's been at the forefront with it, with ProBatter Sports. So I want to welcome to the show, Adam Battersby. CEO and president of ProBatter Sports. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us.
It's my pleasure. And I was excited when I came across your company online and just everything that you guys are doing. So you guys are in the VR space with baseball, especially with batting cages and setting with pitching. You're also in softball and cricket, which I want to get into, which I thought was pretty cool. But this isn't just the batting cage where you go to your local, you know, putt golfing games and you're going in there and taking a few hacks on like the 30, 50 or 70 mile per hour machine. I mean, this is actually putting you in the game. So tell us a little bit about ProBatter Sports and how this came about almost 25 years ago.
Yeah, so ProBatter Sports, what we do is we make video pitching machines. So all of our machines that we offer have a big video screen in front of it, showing either right hand or left hand pitcher from a full windup or stretch, wind up, and then the pitching machine throws the ball, so it's all synced up perfectly. Looks like a real live pitcher throwing the ball to you. It offers game-like at bats. It's really the closest thing to real live pitching that you can get. And certain models, like the PX3, which is a top of line machine, actually comes with a big color touchscreen. So you can pick whatever pitch you want. There's 10 different pitches to choose from, any speed from 40 to 100 miles an hour at any location inside and outside the strike zone.
Wow, that's unbelievable. So, you're basically facing a screen and
Yep.
seeing the pitcher throw the ball to you, and then it's coming out. And when
Correct.
you go to program it, can you is there a way to do it kind of random to where it would be like you
Yeah.
were actually fit a real life at bat that you don't know what's coming to you?
Yeah, so the PX3 offers four different kind of modes that you can work off of. The first is a manual mode, where you can manually pick whatever pitch you want, one pitch at a time. Then there's a repeat mode. So if I'm hitting by myself, I'll put on, say, 80, 82 mile an hour fastball down the middle at 15 pitches per round. Hit repeat a pitch, I'll hop in, hit, and then get out, catch my breath, and then go back in. There's also 8 preset sequences in the machine. That's the automatic mode. So you get like a fastball, curve, changeup. And lastly, we have record your own sequence mode where whatever you want to record, you can record. And what's cool about the automatic mode is that it never starts at the same pitch. So it always starts at random pitches. So you never really know what's coming. You can't
Okay.
memorize it, which
It,
really, helps you develop your hitting abilities and it's a great machine in that aspect.
Well, and we'll talk about the pitching machine, like if you want to be a pitcher and you want to work on that, because I saw on that you got some analytics
Mhm.
and of course things like launch angle and bat
Yeah.
speed and all exit velocity, all that's becoming more important.
Mhm.
Do you guys record any of that with your offerings?
No, we do not, but a lot of our customers combine our system with the Hit Tracks or the
Okay.
Rapsodo system that does offer that. And when they're combined, it's the coolest thing in the world. It's like a huge golf simulator. So you'll see our video image of a pitcher winding up. Then as soon as you hit the ball, have all the analytics, the launch angle, exit velocity. So it's really cool how technology has come along.
And so before we go forward, I want to go back just a little bit. Tell us how this came about, because I was reading a little bit about the story and your dad wanted to kind of help you come up with something as you were coming up as a high school baseball player that was a
Yeah.
little bit more realistic than, again, just kind of going to your local batting cages.
Yeah, so basically, when I grew up, my dad built a batting cage in my backyard, and we had a two-wheel jugs machine.
Yeah.
At the time, it was a great machine. I'm not knocking jugs at all, but you hand feed it, so you raise the ball up, put it in the machine. So sometimes it doesn't go straight in, so you're hitting off your front foot. You're not getting good
Mhm.
timing rhythm. And then also when you change the pitch, you adjust the dials, tilt the machine, have some test pitches, and at that point, you know what's coming.
Yep.
So you know a curveball's coming, you know a fastball coming, you know what location. So you don't really learn how to hit the pitch. You just learn where to put the bat, and that made me become a good fastball hitter, but not a good curveball hitter.
Yeah.
So the breaking pitches were a little tricky for me. So my dad has a IP, he's an IP lawyer full time. So, has a technical background. So he came up with the idea, went through a bunch of engineers, and I think it was 7 engineers later, you know, we are where we are. So
So
it's
is that
pretty cool.
basically how you guys build a better mousetrap then, with just kind of trial and error and just
Yeah,
going through the process?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one engineer got us so far, the next engineer, recommended changing something up, and then, over time we got to where we want to be, which is, a pretty cool product.
So, thinking about kind of those old time batting machines as compared to what you've got now with the actual screen and the pitcher, with the replicating throwing the ball, how have you seen the difference in the two? Has this taken people's games to another level? And then maybe along with that, who are some of the people that are using this?
Yeah, so a generic pitching machine is still a great product. We're not knocking anything, that they make. It's great for just regular reps, but we believe our machine will take you to the next level. And what's cool about it is it's not only a great training tool, but it's also a lot of fun to hit against.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'll hit and then you want to hit some more, then you want to hit some more, then you want to challenge yourself by jacking it up or changing the pitch type. So before you know it, you're hitting hundreds and hundreds of baseballs, which just definitely helps. And they're really like game like at bats, which is great too, because some of the pitching machines out there, they're not as accurate. So sometimes the ball's in the dirt,
Yep.
sometimes it's high, sometimes it's all over the place. Where our machine is pinpoint accurate, and again, it gives you really game like at bats. For the customers, we sold about 25 machines to professional baseball. We also sell to players for their houses. There was a home run hitter for the Mets that I can't tell the name, but a home run champion who's no longer playing for the Mets. He has one for his house, and then we have Trot Nixon, Jason Giambi. They both purchased it for a local training facility years ago. And then John Buck, the old catcher for the Mets, he bought one for his house, and then he just bought a second one, or his group bought a second one in Utah, and they're gonna make a big sports center, give lessons and clinics and all that.
And that's what I was thinking, just because I've been an entrepreneur for so long. Like, not only do I see this in being team use, I don't know how many people might be able to access it in their home just with the size that it takes up and everything else that goes along with it. But there are so many performance centers popping up all over the country and youth sports. It's like a $5 billion business. I got to think, I mean, that would be a perfect market for you guys.
Yeah, that's actually our biggest market, the commercial training facility market, because they can make a lot of money off the machine. They charge by hour, half hour, time. They run it in their memberships, so just like a gym membership, you pay X dollars, per month. And then you get unlimited usage or X amount of usage with the machine. We have instructors giving lessons with our machine as well. So they can, face a pro batter, but the instructor can work right there close with the batter and critique little things here and there. So yeah, I mean, they make good money off our machines.
Well, again, with baseball kind of being a sport that's slow to develop with some technology, how easy is the pro batter system to use for coaches and players who might not be familiar with some of the technological advancements being made in the game?
Yeah. It's funny you say that, because when we came out over 20 years ago, it took Major League Baseball, I think it was like 20 or 30 years to realize a radar gun was useful. So when we came out, with this pro batter machine, at the time it was like $95,000 or $75,000. These coaches were like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I could hire 3 coaches for the price of one machine."
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to get in, but they all agreed that it was a cool product and it was a great training tool. So that's how it helped us. But when we first started, we not only had to try to sell the machine, we also had to basically had to create the market for it, and make people believe. So the first, I don't know, 10 or 15 years at trade shows, we had a big machine set up, a 20 by 80 booth, so people could actually see it. And that's when they started really realizing it, because it's like driving a car, you want to test it out before you invest in it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Was there like one kind of big sale or testimonial, or was there one big domino that fell to where it was like, okay, we've got this one, and now they're starting to come out, and this is starting to pick up, and this thing's really starting to take off? Or was it just kind of a steady progression over time and just keep kind of grinding, and finally, 10 years later, we're an overnight success?
I would say both. I think our first big sale was the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, wow.
When we first started, and that's helped us. It really helped build the product, because when making a sales pitch to a commercial batting cage, you tell them it's $95,000. I mean, they're like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah.
But then you say, what teams use it, what players use it. You get the testimonials. I remember we also closed a big deal with the Yankees. This is probably 10, 15 years ago. They bought one machine, and they liked it so much they went back and bought 4 more. So that helped. We got some quotes from the Yankees players like A-Rod, which was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how is it, just from the fan perspective, being a guy who grew up playing baseball, and I don't think you played pro baseball.
I did not know.
Okay.
I played up to college. Actually, I went to Providence College.
Oh, okay.
And they dropped the program through Title IX. So, but that's okay. I still had a good time at Providence.
So, I mean, you did get to play, at a higher level, but, still kind of being that fan and never playing pro. What is it going like from just, a guy who may have gone to go watch Mets games, Yankees games, to now, man, I'm working with these guys. Is that a little bit surreal?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, sometimes you don't get to work, right next to them as much as you think, but it's definitely cool. I mean, my son really seems to dig it.
Yeah.
Because he tells us, his buddies, about what do I do. But yeah, it's definitely a fun job. It could be a lot worse, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of the different offerings. We've talked about baseball, but you're also in softball. I said you're in cricket. And then also for baseball, and if you're doing this in softball too, please let me know. But I know for baseball, you also have a pitching machine where if you're pitcher, you can work on location, and there's a ton of analytics that go along with that as well.
Yeah, so basically it's called the Strikeout Pro. And you see a projected image of a right hand or left hand batter and a catcher. And then you have hot zones. You pick your zone you want to throw to. And when you throw into it, it records your accuracy and your velocity. And it gives you all the charts and reports, which is really cool because, as a pitcher, you got to find a catcher, you got to throw against a wall. So this actually is a more entertaining way to do it, and also a great training tool as well.
And so you're also in softball with the
Yep.
batting machine. Cricket. So, here in the United States, it may not register, but when you look at the most popular sports worldwide, soccer's number
Yeah.
one and cricket's actually number two.
Yeah,
So
it's
there's a
huge.
huge market. How did you get involved with cricket?
Yeah, it's funny because I forgot who was first. It was either Cricket Australia or the ECB in the UK. Those are the professional teams over there. They came over to the US to see they went to spring training to see how the major league players train and try to kind of bring home some tricks, or
Mhm.
some ideas, to train the cricketers. So one of the coaches saw the Pro Batter machine. I said, "Wow, this thing is cool." So they called us up and said, "Can you do this for cricket?" And I said, "Well, we can. It's just we don't know cricket. We're a baseball and softball company. So if you work with us, we could do it." It's basic, same machine. It just needs a whole new database for all the different, cricket pitch deliveries and bounces and all that stuff. So we came up with it. We sold to one of the teams, and then one of the coaches moved to the other team, and then they bought a machine, and then they bought a second machine, and then it kind of snowballed from there. So we sell all international, except for one domestic sale. We just closed on a sale in Ohio at some guys, big house he's building. That's the only one in the U.S. So, but it's been pretty cool. It's trying it out is a trip. It's
So is
harder than
there,
you think too.
oh, I saw it and I had to kind of do a double take. I'm like, but again, just knowing how big that is internationally, it's like
Yeah, it's
that's a great
huge.
market to tap into.
Yeah, it's like a 5-day event, and
Mhm.
everyone
Yep.
stops working and they go, and it's like a religion over there. It's huge.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What have been some of the testimonials that you've gotten from people who've used any of your lines of products?
Yeah, they've all been all positive, whether it be college coaches. We sold a couple of years ago, we had the number one D1 team at University of Florida
Oh
and the
well.
number one D2 team at Angelo State.
Yep.
And they both bought multiple machines. So it's been very positive. We have testimonials from both of them. Some people just they don't like technology. They like soft toss and T work, and that's fine. But the average person, doesn't always have someone to throw them soft toss or live VP. So this is a great tool, and the feedback's been great.
Well, and I've seen like even there's some VR machines now in baseball
Yeah,
where you can kind of put them on and it kind of puts you there. But
yeah, it's
there's
cool
nothing
stuff.
like actually having the feel of the bat in your hand and actually making contact with a ball.
Yeah.
As you're thinking about your product offerings and lines, if there's college teams, high school teams, or just even individual people out there who want to get set up with a pro batter system, but might not have that big $95,000 price point. What are some of the different offerings that other people might be able to get into?
Yeah, so we have a few different options. One, the Iron Mic machine that's been around forever. It's the arm machine.
Yeah.
We do have a video conversion for that one.
Oh, well.
If you have the Iron Mic, the conversion is about 8,000, so it's more affordable. All in with the Iron Mic and the ProBatic system, it's about 11.5 ish. So it's a little bit easier to afford that one. And then also the Hack Attack machine is another huge machine out there in the baseball and sports world, really. And we do have a conversion kit for that one as well. And that conversion kit's about 15,000 plus the price of the Hack Attack. And there's tens of thousands of Hack Attack machines out there. So we sell a decent amount of those as well.
Oh, that's cool. Well, if my wife won't let me buy a TrackMan for golf, maybe I
Trackman's
can get,
cool.
yeah, maybe I can buy one of these for my son,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
few years. I'll get away
Or
with
if
that.
you don't have the space, then you could always, ask your local batting cage or training center, if they want
Sure.
to buy one, or pass on the information to me, and then I can give them a call and see, try to give them a little sales pitch and try to get a machine that way.
No, that's true. And if people want to, that was going to be the last thing I asked. If people wanted to find out more about the Pro Batter Sports and just the different lines, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so easiest way is probatter.com. It's our website, or you can call the office at 203-874-2500 and just ask for Adam. I can help you out.
Perfect. Well, he's Adam Battersby, and what a perfect last name for this. I'm sure you've heard that. But
I wish it was
Adam.
hedge fund sometimes, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Hey, you're not kidding, brother. We were talking with Adam Battersby from Pro Batter Sports. Go check them out. They're online. And Adam, we really appreciate you being on the show.
Well, thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure.